I learned how to play guitar by reading books and stuff like that, and I started, I made the real decision the day that Hendrix died. Steve Vai was maybe maybe it was my second student, and he just showed up one day with a guitar in one hand and a pack of strings in the other. Who wanted to learn how to play guitar, and we just took it from there. And he was a fantastic student, you know. And whatever it is that I was learning at the time, I just would pass on to my students pretty quickly, since I had been playing about maybe a year and a half, so I didn't know a whole lot. But so we were all kind of moving along pretty fast.
You can look right up, see it in the sky. Makes me feel like I'm gonna blow the fuse.
I started teaching, I think it was 1979 in Berkeley, and Kirk Hammett grew up the next town over, El Cerrito, and he took a number of lessons, but then it was lifted out of Exodus, who he was playing with, his first band, to play with Metallica. It was kind of interesting because each time after a series of lessons he would go and record an album. So we'd get to hear the progression. It was checked, a tour, a bunch of lessons, and he'd record another album. We'd keep going like that. It was really nice to see him grow, you know, especially since their style of music and their albums, they have such integrity to them, you know, and they really stick to their own thing. But I like that. Steve and I learned how to play and played clubs before there was thrash metal, so that it has sort of an effect on how we play, and that would put Kirk in a whole other place. So I'd say you got three distinctly different players, although we work off of the same information. You know, we use the same 12 notes as most people. It was a big surprise when Surfing with the Alien charted. When we were making the record, we were just trying to please ourselves and try to do things against the grain so that we could get more experience in the studio. So we could basically do things that nobody would let us do when they hired us, you know, separately or together. So it was a sort of a rebellious recording for us at the time. You know, in retrospect, it seems rather tame. The summer of '87, Mick Jagger's bassist, Doug Wimbish, had recommended that Mick check me out, and we just hit it off pretty well. Audition was a straight-ahead audition, and we played for about 4 hours and had a lot of fun. And a few days later, he showed up at a show of mine I was doing at the Bottom Line and jumped on stage, and we did Red House by Jimi Hendrix, and I think that sort of did it. It sort of solidified the relationship. The new record is probably, the best way to describe it, it's a combination of all the other records that I put out. Plus it's got some singing on there. What you're seeing is me, the guitar player, and then this other sort of alter ego that gets affected by the moon, turns into a sort of a slimy character.
Got nowhere to hide. You can turn your head around like a turn the tide. Man, woman, boy, child, make you feel like you were born wild. Big bad moon, look down on me tonight.
If Mick calls me up again, certainly I do it with him. But
I like it.
I think I'm going to concentrate for the next year or so at least on touring and promoting Flying in a Blue Dream, as well as bringing the songs from Surfing with the Alien to other places around the world where I haven't been.